Hello, welcome to today. Today is Thursday. I'm just gonna riff and chat, excuse me, and clear my throat for a little bit. I'm going to riff a little bit and just talk to you about regular things before we get into deep discussion groups. I'm extremely interested and excited about deep discussion groups. But first, I'm just gonna say hi. I have noticed that I'm meeting a lot of fun people here on this LinkedIn Live. I'm noticing you're dropping in comments. I'm noticing you're messaging me on LinkedIn. I'm just delighted with that. That's been really, really fun. Thank you. It's been really fun just to get to know what's on your mind and what you're thinking about and what resonates with you from these sessions. So I'm riffing a little at the beginning and then we're getting into our topic of the day. It's so ironic. I'll just tell you from my point of view, from the LinkedIn Live point of view, this part, the part where I'm chatting with you and hearing how you are, I end up cutting that off when we post this online so people just get the content. But this is the part that's often really, really fun. So how are you today? Literally, just how are you today? And my point of view is it's really nice. I'm here in the Bay Area. And as you've been following in the news, or as you know people in the Bay Area, or you might be in the Bay Area, it's been very smoky and the air quality has been bad because of all of these terrible fires that have been going on and that firefighters are working so hard on putting out, taking down. It's really fresh outside. Today is one of those amazing days. We have great air quality. It's such a relief after, I'd say, about 3-ish weeks where we've had 1 or 2 of such days. So it's so nice. It's just so nice to go outside. So leave a comment if you're in the Bay Area and if it's been nice to go outside this morning or yesterday or tomorrow. We're supposed to be getting some winds that it might be a little worse this weekend, but it's just been so nice. So enjoying it. So that's one comment. And another comment is that all of us right now are doing things online in such an interesting way. For example, my aunt is a piano teacher, and so she's teaching over Zoom, like all people who are doing this kind of teaching. And she's this incredible piano teacher, and now she's interacting with her students in a way where she must be giving them very intricate details on how to sit and hold their arms and all of these things where you can't just quite be right there. And that's a lot of what many of us are doing is we can't just be right there. So what are we doing? I hope you're well. I hope you do get a chance to go outside if you're in an area where you can. And let's dive into today's topic. Totally agree. Better air quality today, one of you is saying. It's so funny. Sometimes it shows who the person is, and sometimes you're like a ghost. I don't know who said it, but I'm sure I can find it later on LinkedIn. So I'm really glad you're in a place where you have better air quality. Also, okay. Hello, deep discussion groups. I really care about this topic because I feel that quite a few of us, including myself at different points here, have been stuck during the coronavirus. And one of the worst things is, I mean, you can tell I'm a somatic coach, so I pay attention to things like body language. You can tell I'm saying, what are the worst things? And I'm getting tensed up myself. One of the worst things has been that we just have so little level of control over some things, whether it's schools, whether it's different things externally. We just have lower level of control about some things and much lower certainty. So high levels of certainty. And in this environment, there's something that I've found that's worked really well. And my friends and my colleagues have said that it's worked really well. And the term might be new to you. I'm calling this deep discussion groups. So I'll start with how funny I think this is. You may already be in one. You may already be in a deep discussion group. Your parents may be in one. Your kids may be in one, even if they're young. It might be the kind of thing that in the past you used to call a book club. Or it might be that you've gotten together with a group regularly on Saturday morning for breakfast. And maybe you're starting to do that virtually now. Maybe it's once every couple of weeks, maybe it's once a month, but you get together with the same people that you used to see in person. Today, I'm going to talk to you about why deep discussion groups may be a good thing right now during the coronavirus and how you can start one. If you're not in one or enough, say 2 that you need, how you can start with 1. So we'll spend about a minute on what and about a couple of minutes on how you can start one. And then I want to hear from you, what you're in and what you want to start. So let me know if you are already in an online book club or something that is just fun where you're talking about deeper concepts, ideas like how do we figure out what are the most important things in our lives? What do we even, I'm going to get a little meta here. What do we want to leave as our legacy? What are the values that we want to convey to the people that we work with? So not superficial topics. And it's funny because sometimes some people will listen to what I'm saying and they'll say, oh my gosh, Senia, those are the only kind of topics I enjoy talking about anyway. I don't like that superficial level. Great. So this is ideal for you. From the beginning, there are things that we have that are themes that are interests of ours. When Margaret Greenberg and I were co-writing our book, Profit from the Positive, one of the people that we followed, one of the leaders, is Cindy Bigelow, the CEO of Bigelow Tea. And she had said, I think it was in a speech, that one of the problems that she really, really doesn't like is when people feel like they leave themselves at the door. They get to work and they leave themselves at the door or at the virtual door. And that is a little bit of a problem because you're only getting part of a person, and their passions and what they're excited about and how they can make things come alive may not be there as much. So if you are working and you don't feel that everything that you want to live in life, your excitement, is in your work, you can do a couple of things. So one thing I would point you to is job crafting, really starting to reimagine and recraft your job so you can do more of what lights you up, what jazzes you up. And another thing you can do is you can do your work in a great way, do it in the best possible way. And you can also get a lot of your aliveness in another place. I invite you to consider these deep discussion groups. Deep discussion groups, it's a term I came up with. It's for something where you would actually go to that next level of discussion, where you actually would get together with people. They might be some colleagues, they might be people you know a little bit, they might be really close friends that you want to be in touch with. You might meet with a deep discussion group kind of thing once a month, could be once every couple of weeks. You might really get into it and want to meet every week. This can be a place where you have a little bit of control of making the uncertain just a little more certain. In a time of uncertainty, often what we most crave is to have a little more autonomy and control and resolution and even a big picture view of the world. A deep discussion group can just be a place where you get 5 people together whom you like, where you choose topics that are important to you. That's it. I've given you some topics. I'm in about 2 or 3 of these, and I love them. They're the best part of my week. I love them. I love them. I have one later this afternoon. And this is actually a book club, but where we're talking deeply about how the values of this book align with what we want to do as business leaders. So you can do it on any topic, but whatever's exciting to you in terms of getting people together that you like and finding some themes. So I'll give you 3 ways that you can set up the themes. One is you can rotate a question around. So let's say it's 5 people and everybody can take that session. Let's say it's every couple of weeks. One person can take that time and send out a question in advance. And that question can be, what's something that's really triggered you lately? And how have you dealt with it? Or what's something that's gone really well in your home life since the coronavirus started? It can be negative topics, it can be positive topics, but it can be topics where you're sharing what's really important to you. So one format is the question format, and you can round robin that. Different people can present the question for each meeting. Or it could be that you set all the topics. That's fine too. Another way can be quotes. So you could have quotes, for example, based on change. I really care about change. I called my company Silicon Valley Change. I care about behavior change. So it could be about change, and you could just send out 3 quotes and say, what do you all think? Just literally search up quotes and change. You could do the same with quotes and fear. You could do the same with initiative. So if you really care about initiative, how can you examine the role of initiative? Or let's see, you could talk about racial equity, not in a context in which you may already be talking about it, but for yourself. Parenting, just really any topic that's in your mind. You could get some quotes. So one format is the question, another format is the quotes, and another format can just be what is on our minds. It might be by what's going on in the news generally. It might be by something that's just pressing on us. So it might not be a question. It might be just a theme of a topic. These are ways to connect. And then here's the how. The how of how to connect the deep discussion group. Find 5-ish people that you care about, that you would like to spend more time with. Reach out to them individually and just say, hey, I'm thinking of putting this together. Are you interested? How often would you like to meet? Once a month? Once every couple of weeks? talk to them about it, and then send out the first topic. That's it. Pilot it. Just try it. You might make mistakes, you might not, but the bottom line is you're giving it a shot to get together people that you care about. I will wrap all this up with one idea from my friend Pete Hartigan. As we were talking in one of these groups, he said, what could be more important than this? What could be more important than connecting with people that you really care about in a way that you're talking about the most important and deepest things that you can be talking about? Thank you for joining me. This is an introduction to something you could try, which are deep discussion groups, especially in this time of uncertainty and uncontrol that we have. I invite you to come and join us every day of the week, Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific. And it's been delightful to spend time with you. Thank you. See you again. See you next week. Oh, I have one question for you. That was the formal part. Give me the initials. I'm not going to put them up on the screen or anything. Give me the initials of one person who you would like to invite to a deep discussion group. So if you actually were to do this, who are the initials of somebody that way I'll get a sense that you're actually considering putting one of these together. The initials of somebody that you, so a few of you are saying, thank you so much. That's awesome. Tell me your initials. I'm so funny. One of my own inclinations is action. I'm very, very inclined towards action as a person and as a coach.